Hey, be man enough. Speak and apologize. Speak and apologize. But he feel too big. You say you want a president to fail. You don't want nothing good to come from him so that he can fail. Then the people get vexed. Then you say, why they vexed? Why you think they shouldn't be vexed? If JMV fails, the nation fails. And if JMV fails, the people suffer. And who you think will suffer? Because the Western Cluster deal? Nah. My friend, make no mistake. The world is changing. The world is changing. It's a sad thing. Then people go, oh, you know, even though Snow said something, but the government response is too harsh. The government response is harsh. Harsher than the statement he made. Harsher than the statement? No, I don't think so. The government says statement was precise and on point. And what the government needs to do, go further to make a clear, unambiguous, very strong statement of Edwin Snow on national television or on the media was unacceptable. And that the government denounces the statement and categorically calls for his whether removal, rejection, whatever. And I think that should serve as a deterrent to anyone who represents our country or is out there, never to make that mistake again. So yes, I don't want to say, okay, we're not blind. We came as an alliance. All of you are fighting to position yourself for 2029. Hey, be man enough. Speak and apologize. Speak and apologize. But he feel too big. You say you want a president to fail. You don't want nothing good to come from him so that he can fail. Then the people get vexed. Then you say, why they vexed? Why you think they shouldn't be vexed? If JMV fails, the nation fails. And if JMV fails, the people suffer. And who you think will suffer? Because the Western Cluster deal? Nah. My friend, make no mistake. The world is changing. The world is changing. It's a sad thing. Then people go, oh, you know, even though Snow said something, but the government response is too harsh. The government response is harsh. Harsher than the statement he made. Harsher than the statement? No, I don't think so. The government says statement was precise and on point. And what the government needs to do, go further to make a clear, unambiguous, very strong statement of Edwin Snow on national television or on the media was unacceptable. And that the government denounces the statement and categorically calls for his whether removal, rejection, whatever. And I think that should serve as a deterrent to anyone who represents our country or is out there, never to make that mistake again. So yes, I don't want to say, y'all carry it. We're not blind. We came as an alliance. All of you fighting to position yourself for 2029.
It's the time to come together. Keep Liberia safe forever. So open up your heart, let the unity begin. Love is all we need to make it stand. Let's cultivate one another. Learn to live together as brothers and sisters. Without togetherness, we won't have a peace of mind. Unify and have a peaceful home. Sweet Liberia, land of liberty is our home. Our home, let us keep it standing. It's the one and only home that we have. Oh, sweet Liberia, love is all we need to make it stand. And have a peaceful home. Change is all we need to make a stand. Let's unify and have a peaceful home. Sweet Liberia, land of liberty. It's the time to come together. Keep Liberia safe forever. So open up your heart.
Be man enough. Speak and apologize. Speak and apologize. But he feel too big. You say you want a president to fail. You don't want nothing good to come from him so that he can fail. Then the people get vexed. Then you say, why they vexed? Why you think they shouldn't be vexed? If JMV fails, the nation fails. And if JMD fails, the people suffer. And who you think will suffer? Because the Western Cluster deal? Nah. My friend, make no mistake. The world is changing. The world is changing. It's a sad thing. Then people go, oh, you know, even though Snow said something, but the government response is too harsh. The government response is harsh. Harsher than the statement he made. Harsher than the statement. No, I don't think so. The government statement was precise and on point. And what the government needs to do, go further to make a clear, unambiguous, very strong statement of Edwin Snow on national television or on the media was unacceptable. And that the government denounces the statement and categorically calls for his whether removal, rejection, whatever. And I think that should serve as a deterrent to anyone who represents our country or is out there, never to make that mistake again. So yes, I don't want to say, y'all carry it. We're not blind. We came as an alliance. All of y'all fighting to position yourself for 2029. Be man enough. Speak and apologize. Speak and apologize. But if you too big, you say you want a president to fail. You don't want nothing good to come from him so that he can fail. Then the people get vexed. Then you say, why they vexed? Why you think they shouldn't be vexed? If JMV fails, the nation fails. And if JMD fails, the people suffer. And who you think will suffer? Because the Western Cluster deal? Nah. My friend, make no mistake. The world is changing. The world is changing. It's a sad thing. Then people go, oh, you know, even though Snow said something, but the government response is too harsh. The government response is harsh. Harsher than the statement he made. Harsher than the statement? No, I don't think so. The government says...
So, I call that against me. No, people take decisions anyhow. You sit up with a friend, oh, you know, one day I went to Georgia, you know, I asked Georgia for $100, he gave me $90. You ask somebody for $100, he gave me $90 and you pay with a man? You understand? So even the person that I'm going to pay $90 for $100, the person was set on them. Because the first thing you're supposed to do is to be grateful for what you have. And no, in any serious way, go to someone and ask for $100, I say, my man, and he said, then take 90. You can be grateful, you can be joyful. Because there are some of the things you're getting very good people for. You want $20, but you say, my man, I got 15. Take the 15 and go to another person. That's life.
The government is corrupt, they don't steal, they can lie, they can kill. They say 100 days, they will enter in the country with NGO. We don't see the NGO, the government are rogue, Joseph Bata can steal, all criminal, Majetola, he don't steal.
Honorable Josiah Marvin comes from District Number 3, Bunk County. He also the former chair on the House's Committee on Rules, Order, and Administration. The Right Honorable will address the press, particularly on the appearance of the CSA boss yesterday at NICA, and following that, he will dive into the restructuring of committees here at the House of Representatives. Honorable, welcome to the press.
Well, distinguished members of the press, I am glad that I have live this morning to be here with you to respond to the assertions made by the Director General of the Civil Service. In his briefing to the Liberian people, he informed the Liberian people that former Speaker J. Fanati Kufa
defrauded the government of Liberia of over 1.5 million United States dollars. The fresh misinformation placed in the public that I want to dispel and re-inform the public that at no point in time the supplementary payroll originated during the administration of J. Fonante Kofa. We came and we met supplementary payroll. So, Mr. Josiah Joket, as you said, that supplementary payroll because you decided to disagree with Fonante Kofa with $327,000 were varying $43,000. On that basis, it led to the establishment of supplementary payroll that is lied, is misleading, is malicious, is baseless, and is criminal. I want to categorically reject that. The second aspect, you also inform the public that 285, maybe 84,000, little over 284,000 United States dollars worth the payroll of the House of Representatives, which he refused, according to him, to approve, that led to the establishment of supplementary payroll. I want to again inform him that after the reform process that were established by J. Fonante Kofa, we were able to identify several ghost names on the payroll that he's speaking to. And he was informed that those individuals, in fact, some of the people, pictures were provided, that some of those people were dead individuals on the payroll, and we thought it was not proper for him to pay on that payroll. That exercise reduced our payroll from 284,000 United States dollars with 276,000 United States dollars. Josiah Joket arrogantly, disrespectfully refused that he was informed that we were hunting partisans of the Unity Party. On that basis, he was never going to stop paying on that payroll. All of you are aware that led to several altercations between the CSA and the Honorable House of Representatives. That led to a conversation with the President of the Republic of Liberia. And we told him, Article 89 is very clear. Josiah Joket did not have any authority to determine the kind of payroll we use or we do not use. He was trying to use the House of Representatives to showcase himself another way, which he did not have the capacity to do. Even against the constitutional provision that we should have a Civil Service Commission, we advised the president that he did not have authority, but the president was misinformed and he decided to support Josiah Joket to carry on that malicious exercise. He paid on that payroll consistently. So when you talk about somebody defrauding the government of Liberia, who decided to do it? We inform you that there were individuals on the payroll, some of them were dead, some of them have reached retirement age. Some people on the payroll was as old as my age, 52, 51 years old. And we believe that those individuals should no more be in the employ of the House of Representatives. Now, Josiah Joket decided if we cannot agree for him to pay on that payroll, he would not pay on any other payroll submitted to him. That brought the GT Bank into serious confrontation between the House of Representatives and the government of Liberia.
Wait, you said what's your name?
John calling from women community.
Yeah, so what you say about this election?
Thank you very much. I would prefer the paper to go.
Who is your papi?
JB.
Why?
Thank you very much. Because one father, the soccer that was taking in the country is not small thing.
The suffering?
Yeah, suffering. And secondly, when that paper win, we'll able to get a job.
How?
Thank you very much. Now the men that e-power now, saying enter in the care, 6 years, there are no job. There are no job.
But who they cause?
Who they cause? He not cater to the job.
What you mean?
That what I mean, in the man a football player.
Oh, so football player can?
Yeah, he not no politics. He not no politics. So I'll tell you that you must deal with the devil that you know that you now see before in your life.
Yeah, but the man served already for 6 years.
Oh man, I'll tell you that. I'm telling you that. We are behind. We're not behind your. We are behind Joseph Walker.
Yeah, but say you now because
we are many you.
Why?
I'm telling you that for not Bama war. Thank you very much. This year, particularly the Ottawa 10. Joseph Walker will enter in the care.
Are you from Lofa?
I'm from Fasawota, Kolamon District.
So, but why you don't like open business?
My brother, let you that one day, my brother. I said I will tire with the mayor. Thank you very much. I'm leaving you. I'm from the bush in my brick road.
But why every time, every one of you in Lofa, many of you keep saying that you're not like. I just want to know one main reason because you say the men that focus.
I'm telling you that I'm telling you that man, when you continue with the country here, even the ants will not even get ready to eat on the ground.
The ants?
The ants, yes.
Why?
Thank you very much. They put that on the working with your government. There are no free people enjoying the country here.
But they got people also from Lofa that working with Joe.
My brother, let it one day, my brother. My uncle, he working with Minister, I call it Joseph Patel Jala. Often the
good afternoon, good afternoon, and good afternoon, Liberia. Based upon your title, I want to say a pleasant welcome to this edition of the People's Program, and this is The Heat. On today, 05272025, today is another spectacular edition of the People's Program. And today, many thanks to all of our people joining us on this spectacular edition of the program. We will bring you trending national issues on the disco for your listening pleasure. And don't forget, the geometry of the whole must be kept high on the agenda, because it involves the majority, and those that come with equity must come with clean hands. As usual, I am your humble servant. I'm J. Nathaniel P. Van, and I'm here today with Andrew Gamoyu on the program. I call him Buku. Buku, is a pleasure to have you up with us. On today, those watching live on our YouTube page will get the best, and those on Facebook, please place your comments, your suggestions, your opinions. We'll bring them forth certainly for the conversations on today. And those watching live, those following live on online radio, we say thank you also for the joined. And 91.9, our silent listeners, those who listen but don't call, those who listen but don't talk, but they have their side of the issue. To the who calls in, welcome, thank you. We value your comments. They are the building block to our modern and emerging democracy today. Be with us. That's why we will open the lines so that you can be a part of the conversations, because we value your comments. They are the building block to our modern and emerging democracy in Liberia. And there are news coming up today. Remember, this issue that happened at Zone 3, Depot 1, Zone 3, Depot 1, the police have now placed a press statement out. We're going to make that press statement come forward to the Liberian people today. But it's great. A lot of goods in store for you. And illicit or illegal locking our country, how much of an effect is having in Liberia. We are still seeing foreigners, both those in our system set by international partners, international procedures, and those procedures have been breached. Sometimes you wonder how can one person who was a Chinese, a Lebanese, or a Caucasian, some part of the world will come in and just breach our system because a Liberian who knows the system took them through. We'll talk about that. How much of an effect is having on us today. We'll take a few development as how justified or justifying intentions as to ECOWAS into Liberia during the days. Let's take a listen. Good afternoon. Right. 2 decades into the new millennium, it is clear that big night detentions with the aim of stabilized conflict ridden of troubled states are now here to stay. The United Nations, Liberia, the world's largest international organization, stands for most of these intentions or interventions, with over 90,000 peacekeepers deployed worldwide. Yet regional organizations, alliances, and different types of ad hoc coalitions have sailed up again alongside the United Nations as new actors with the aim to reinforce the national order and stabilize troubled areas, most importantly into Africa. But at times these interventions have stretched unwritten roots and norms. The United Nations authorizations for alcohol coalitions interventions in Libya, for example, was a breaking new ground and even breaking former norms, as the situation with Libya marked as the first of the Security Council authorized the use of force for human protection purposes against the which is a functioning state, thus straying from the United Nations scared norms of consent. In December 2015, as the crisis in Burundi developed, the African Union Peace and Security Council also threatened to intervene against the wishes of Burundi government to protect the civilian and re-establish security. These examples showed that the line between internal international affairs is rather thin, and that under these conditions, the motions of sovereignty is under consistent pressure of interpreted or to be interpreted in order to widen the space of the standard efforts to stabilize conflict-ridden states. This begs the question of how much of a big-like interventions which challenge the norms of sovereignty are justified exclusively into relations to international normative under the basis of the very same norms of sovereignty. In Liberia, for example, as an African regional organization, ECOWAS justifies its interventions into Liberian civil war as it refers to different international norms. Most precisely, is critically analyze the discourse related to ECOWAS' decision to intervene in Liberia in 1990 and the responses and justifications provoked from the United Nations and the United States, both major international actors with interest in the conflict. The analysis focuses on how international actors at a certain moment in time are spontaneously influenced by and influence a special international normative order through their political practices. The underlying argument put forward suggests that ECOWAS intervention and the justifications which accompany it was clearly influenced by international normative order, where sovereignty is a key of constitutive norms and non-intervention the main regulative norms. Yet the further ECOWAS also violated the very same norms through the intervention created a precedent for future regional interventions and also influenced the international normative system. And these are facts to look at. What do you think? You look further on, check it out, and get a full detail of that. Today is the 27th of May, and we are here to inform you what has happened to history. 1941, World War II, the British Navy sank the German battleship Bismarck. In 1964, the famous Indian Premier Minister Jawaharlal Nehru, a leader of the Indian independence movement of the 1930s and the 1940s, died in New Delhi on today, 27th of May. Today, in 1907, the American biologist Rachel Carson, who was known for writing on the environmental pollution and the natural history of the sea, was born into Pennsylvania on today. And just to inform you, in 1911, the American Democratic politician Hubert Humphrey, who was the 38th Vice President of the United States from 1965 to 1969, and the presidential candidate in 1968 and the Liberal Senator Leader 1949 to 1965 and 1971 to 1978 was born today into Wallace, South Dakota in history on today. Today, fast forward in 1977, the British punk band and the Sex Pistols released their second single, God Save the Queen. It was quickly banned by the BBC and other outlets into England. Today, the 27th in 1977 history. A terrorist bomb went off into Florence, damaging a wing of the famous Uffizi Gallery. Today, in 1993, 1 year after that, the exile formed the Soviet Union since 1974 on the 13th of February for writing the Galag Archipelago, Le Alansart, who won the 1970 Nobel Prize for Literature, returned to his Russian home today in 1994. 6 years after that, in 2000, the Canadian ice hockey player Moritz Racket Ritchie, who helped the Montreal Canadiens win the 8 Stanley Cups while becoming the first NHL player to score about 500 goals, died today in 2027 of May at the age of 78. 20 years after that, the American writer and gay rights activist Larry Kramer, whose confrontational style of advocacy, while divisive, was credited by most with catalyzing the response of HIV and AIDS crisis in the United States. But he died today, the 27th of May in 2020 at the age of 88 in history. Today's in history is a regular feature on our programs for your listening pleasure. The founding of St. Petersburg, founded this day in 1703 by Peter the Great. St. Petersburg has played a vital role into Russia history and is especially known as the scene of the 1917 revolutions and as a fiercely defeated city, or defended city, precise, on a World War II in history. Let me ask you this before I leave you. Have you heard about Vincent Price? Vincent Price, an American actor, was born today, the 27th of May, in 1911 in St. Lawrence, in the Missouri. He died on the 25th of October in 1993 at the age of 82. A pleasant welcome today. This is the People's Program. Be with me until 1:30. We also invite you to be a part of the program. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Based upon your timeline, we say a pleasant welcome to you. Welcome.
Just days after Richard Nangbekon was officially elected as Speaker of the House, the country's President Joseph Boakai invited all members of the lower house to a meeting at the Executive Mansion. Vice President Jeremiah Kon attended along with most members of Parliament, but a few were notably absent. Representatives Yeke Koluba and Safoko did not attend. Former Speaker Jonathan Fonatikofa was also absent, though he had formally taken leave. After the meeting, Bond County lawmaker Eugene Colley voiced his frustration. He told reporters that members were misled, believing the meeting was called by the president. In fact, he claimed it was organized by Speaker Coon and Deputy Speaker Fala.
But on the contrary, we've got to realize that the speaker is the one who scheduled the meeting with the president. So that's the first place, they did tell the truth. And when we got there, we were not given.
Let me say to you, welcome. Thanks all of you. And Mr. James Howard, welcome to Liberia. And I'm told that you'll be celebrating your birthday on tomorrow. He is the founder of Castor Beans. You remember the castor oil, the castor oil in Liberia originally, and the castor beans, the tree or the plant that produce the castor oil. He's the founder of it. Tomorrow we're celebrating his birthday, and he's back in Liberia after several trips upon. And I'm also told that he's a former police officer, as a matter of fact. And Mr. James Howard, welcome to Liberia, and welcome. Let me say something. You know, after several heated process with the Minister of Labor, I will shock you today. Let me tell you something. Labor Minister Cooper Clark, ain't no telling about that. They don't ask any one big journalist. They say, yeah, we saw ABC. We should have be calling them. They can't answer, be calling them. I'm calling nobody again. When I call you 1 week, so you answer, I have to talk. Because if I leave that you answer me for now the birthday of the CEO of this station, then it means that the story will not go. But I'm going to call you for 9th October, the 1st, which is the birthday of the former president of this country, then the story will not go. So they do it deliberately. The folks from formerly Palm Spring is now Colony. And I'm going to remind the minister, I know you're having case of this. Why are you thinking about this one? This case went up, you know, the rights of Liberia need to be preserved. And this is the reason why I will continuously mention this thing. Liberia should not be treated in their country because Liberia have to work, to fend, to feed, to do whatever it is. They should be subjected to abject poverty or to immune attitude, except for those who come in this country to think that they can't serve themselves or they can't provide jobs for us. No! That's a bore. And the fact that they don't want to honor the court order is making this issue still a matter of serious importance. And I hope on Recover Prayer this afternoon, or Deputy Minister of Manpower, or whosoever, Assistant Minister of Manpower, or Deputy Minister Steve Colbert is listening, and I just hope that Dodokoro is listening also to this afternoon. The folks took their case. This case was ruled by the court and said, pay these people their money. From September 2023 to November 2024, or November 2023 to November 2024, yes, I get it straight. And they said they want to pay at the end of this period. They said the workers said no. Imagine people work 10 years, 15 years with you. You just want to lay them off as such. They said, if you can pay us quarterly, or pay us 2 times, half. Because that day when the court ruled, they brought some money in the court and they pay up front. I'm talking about thousands of dollars. But since then, they never even made an attempt to this thing. When this government came, Councillor Cooper Clark took over. They informed the Ministry of Labor. They informed the minister. They informed other ministers, deputy ministers, as a matter of fact, assistant ministers. even the legal affairs know about this matter. They call Palm Springs or call NIF now to come and order. They refuse. Why? Now, why Minister Cooper Pratt is still acknowledging the fact that Liberians need jobs, but he's giving 8,000 work permits to foreign nationals, or which you don't know the category of jobs they can do. This is off my head. It's off. And let me just warn you, Mr. Crab. The senators are impatient with you. What I'm hearing, if the day set, you don't go. Like they get to the point and say, you go to jail. That's what I'm hearing, allegedly. That's what I'm hearing. Check tell your wife and children say today, pa, the senator not say contempt charge will be upon me. So the 2 hours I go solve it. Because the senators are concerned about this issue. Liberians, there are specific jobs reserved for Liberians. And this entire idea isn't just a moral imperative issue, but it's cardinal. That there are jobs. Then Liberians are hearing jobs, work permits have been given to foreigners to work, and these people they just get their work permit. They're working. Oh, they're working. What kind of job they doing? They're driving truck. You want to tell me Liberians can drive truck? That yellow machine, that forklift, that D9, that flying loader. Liberians can do those works. As one of the Parliament announced that the Minister of Public Works had before during the regional Ellen Johnson selling a female operator of the yellow machine. Yes. And this situation is alarming, where it has been an issue. The minister has refused to respond to repeated questions by the senator on the issue of transparency. And the legislature has shown unusual patience. They have issued several warnings and raising concerns section after sections of this. Their patience is out. But let me say, the Liberian people patience are out more than even the lawmakers who are sitting there to talk about them. And now the Senate, they have said, the date they have set for Councillor Cooper Crown, Minister of Labour, they are signaling the readiness to hold a public official accountable on this thing. And they don't want any issues. And this warning is ambiguous. Let's be reality. Let's make a reality here. Other Councillor Cooper Crown present a detailed report outlining the job categories, the companies are involved, and the specific road filed by these foreign workers, or he risks being held in contempt. Let me say something, Councillor Cooper Crown. The time you get to go, today is the 27th. I think you got, what I'm looking at, you got about 6 days to go at the house there. Just know that if you prepare, tell your people, say you get paid for me base sheet, because if you don't sell it fine. But this is, and I want the kind of spirit to be rejuvenated in all lawmakers, so that we see accountability and transparency with the matter of the people. Why? And I'm still reiterating the report that's coming from the GSC, the Ministry of Mines and Energy, that, and not even them, not only them rather, the Ministry of Mines, the mines inspector, if you check, more than 60-70% are volunteers. Patrolmen, volunteers. About 50-60% are volunteers. You go to LDA, they say LDA, half of the people they are volunteers. You go to the police, they say their own, they quantify their own, they say we're having police aids. Police aids or what? you telling me that you can't employ those Liberians? Eh? You hold one man who is a police aide for more than 3, 4, 5 years. The day you come on recruitment, you take some Tom, Dick, and Harry from outside and replace them with those who are police aide. Even beyond that time you go to the O. They don't police aide, you want 45 years. Police aide, you want 30. We want you. We're looking for 25. We're looking for 30. We're looking for this. For what reason? Then why are you keeping that level there? Don't they need training? Once you need a service, train them. Train them. Let them be trained. But a year, I wonder how many volunteers are in the LIS? How many volunteers do we have in the NSA? We're scared to employ the people, but we can put in our volunteers. Then they come. Tell me that. And it's every time, even when I leave the program, I lie down, so now I think about this thing. How you find mining inspectors that will inspect mining, they are volunteers. The men go and see you get about 10 diamonds. The man uses force, and authorized by the Ministry of Mines and Energy. The man take one and swap it. So we get 5,000. We kill us. We get me a scare go. And don't let my boss man can't hear that trouble for you. I mean go. And you can't leave on the office to go away in the bush. The man come, he find a boss man, he say, Chief, I've been on the operation. Oh, that's something like 500 yo. You feel that the man working. Let's be serious in this country. And job that are exclusively for Liberians. Let Liberians get a job. We are suffering too much. We are suffering too much in this country. And I will tell you this. And this is no secret. You go to a construction company, if you see one foreigner operating one of the yellow machines on the T9 or forklift or whatsoever, and you see a Liberian operating that same machine, no joke, they pay that foreigner twice the money they paying, or the money they pay the Liberian is twice the money they pay the foreigner. You got a truck driver, you pay 600, then you pay a man 1,215. You got a broad driver, going driving a peculiar position, you're paying 1,100. The other man paying 2,500. I was surprised. Imagine between 2011, 2012, 2013, ArcelorMittal EMP, they were paying forest part on EMP, they were paying someone 25,000. Like we were paying what? 1,002, 2,005. They pay the man 35,000. They pay like brother man 2,000, and they feed that big money. You know when they put Jesus Christ. I got something else to talk. Let me leave that. Before I go to the Alabama National Police with this, they are Preston me out recently, and I've been receiving calls. I hope that the father of the girl, because of what we are hearing, that they were told that the body of the girl who passed, the hospital were telling the parents, saying, you can't take your daughter body from here. And it was an issue. I hope that the father is listening to me this afternoon so I can receive a call from them. This is actually important. And you know, the issue of injustice in our country is getting way beyond out of order. And this is affecting the country and its citizens. It's affecting Liberia more so It is affecting Liberia. And to see that our forest, while we're talking about jobs we created, our forest, did I hear that one lawmaker in Granger County is shooting a criminal or that? That one was being accused of some criminal act in jail, the lawmakers there in serious defense. This is one of the things we talk about. And this is serious. And with this thing, why these things are happening, our resources are being depleted with the day. You will find one man come in the country, take his instrument, machines, his equipment in the bush or the butchers. All he does is come here in Masalado County, go to the offices or go to the county center, get some sort of document, and that's all to it. And that's all. He go to the butchers. The laws of our country are the target of those people. They pack our laws, bypass international principles or protocols. But that's all they care about. And what is more interesting, they use Liberians. They use Liberians. Hey, Liberia, when will this country change? When? And what this man is here smuggling Liberia timbers as if he does a legal business. But then he goes and win 500,000 World Bank bid. You see where we are? You see where we are? You see? This man is a Lebanese businessman. He also has a relationship with the University of Liberia Department of Fisheries and Aquaculture Science. And the timber advertised timber blocks on a Karen advertisement on the WhatsApp page. And they benefit from this country. The reason why I'm raising this issue here, because this was an issue that was taken to court. And from the Forest Trade Development Agency has shown that the export that this man has been making, this Kareem, he has exported about 135,000 worth of timber through this another company he named as Mark Timber Group Liberia Incorporated. And the buyer of the timber was a popular export and import company of Bangladesh. And the Ministry of Commerce and Industry record has shown this. This is just a clear indication of how they first enter our country and use our very same Liberians, then they dupe the system. This Mark Timber Group they had a tax history. They said that there is no record of payment for timber transport, no permit, no export, no certificate, and the Ministry of Agriculture Department has satisfied him that the timber is pest-free for shipment. How did he take timber from Liberia to ship it outside this country? How? When our government-owned ministry or agency or those who are responsible don't have records of this. And mind you, Liberia is a signatory of the timber trades. I mean the labor trades. Labor trades is a legal channel in which timber are traded for this country, whether coming to Liberia or out of Liberia. And Liberia is a part of this timber trade agreement. And Liberia is a part along with the European Union. It's called the VPA, the Volunteer Partnership Agreement. And they said so that timber for Liberia, or the timber trade, is strictly regulated under this National Forestry Reform Law and the regulation that established the chain of custody system. They talk about harvest, transport, export, and associated payment to be recorded in the labor trades. How can somebody ship timber from this country and they don't know anything about it? My God, my God. This country, Liberia. How this was seen, you know, we got a lot of good wood here. You know, we got a wood called Pokolo, right? Some of you in the wood business know what I'm talking about. Pokolo, one of Liberia's best wood. And after they did this singular export, and there's no way to trace this carrying illicit timber trafficking process, but then they went and posted on their social media page picture of the wood that was advertised on the WhatsApp page of carrying the trade which took this wood into this country, where they show timber blocks where the wood are talking about the Pokolo wood. It was in large and medium sizes. And smuggling is a crime with the agreement we have with the European Union. And timber leaving Liberia should be tracked. How? Now they're seeing that this is bearing a striking resemblance of other documented timber smugglers, not just the Caribbean. And every year, Liberia lost about $1 billion in these illegal financial transactions. And this is not just being found by Liberia. You know, they were also dependent on our forest, our green forest, in the West African belt. As you're aware, Ivory Coast, Guinea, Liberia is being one of the sectors that's being hugely dependent on. You know, climate change, global warming, all that, these are issues all over the world. And countries who have the wealth, who have these machineries and want to be protected, they depend on us. They pay hugely. The last time to the summit, when we had a conversation with the young people, they were talking about up to 13 billion up to raise up that or more, but then they were looking up to the bigger countries to raise this money. You see? In 2023, a United States-based Associated Press reported that 70% of Liberia timber is exported outside of the legal channel. That means we just sell project cow timber. We don't even know the people. The only thing we're doing is that we're getting lesson. The men say we call rampo. The men start cutting logs. The men just shape, pay the pole, put in one container in the net. While we're sleeping, they enter here to the port. In the ship, it's gone. Oh, Liberia. Oh, Liberia. And the issue of sincerity and the mindset of our people, nobody else doing this because they are just Liberians who are placed in these positions to say, mend the gates of this country. Look out here. We're crying for jobs, for furthers. And one thing I'm asking, I want to ask Councillor Kubwa Krab on the 3rd, on next month, when when he shall come back, or the day said. Let me ask you how much he made from the 8,000 work permit. And let us know that you've got, if it is 2,000, if it is 10,000, if it is 20,000, but you're only reporting 8, how much he made from those sales? Because work permit and not free. Fees are paid. We want to be tracked for the law of LRA. Yeah, we hearing some allegation. Our CSA boss, got Gafwan 48 million in shamble. And this is both depending on. Like I said to the EPA boss, I said, you're one of those who have heard esteemed in this process with it working through not just your profile, but your ability, the tenacity to work for your people. From the year that you in-car business again, I'm flabbergasted. I'm disdaining my spirit, yet I'm still news. And the Senate said, I'm not serious probe on it. Because GSA now saying he one of those who the editing where they didn't follow proper procurement process, and they went way above the belt. 45,000 a year, but 78,000, 98,000, 48,000, all that. It's allegation in a way, but we didn't settle that upon. Though we had an allegation on CSA, Mr. Finance, where the money going, all that. Oh, Liberia, when we hear good stories. These are people within the system. I said to you last time, we got a alert report. They are mining gold in Monserrado. The people in the facing road, they're mining gold. It's an allegation. We will verify that. And the reason why I raise the issue is it just shows how rich Liberia is. God just give us resources. God just wasted it on us. But the citizens are not enjoying. Liberia. The 150, the $100 you're working for, you can just send your home and say, every month will give you $100. But why can't happen? You must struggle. You pay a way, go to work. You do this. Now I said, let's go to get, we just like in your school where they teach you how, not the rest, how to steal, to be a crook. Because with the resources, if it is managed well, the $50 you pay one will more cleaning the street. The $100 you pay her, that money was yesterday to a horse you give her every month. Every month give her up. Stick to yourself. So you must know if you get somebody $100, tell her taking that share home. If more working, how much you pay them? The at least money will be $500. Since you get $100, but then let me just go work. Because if I work, my $350 for my $100 they gave me, how much? $450. So let me just go work. I want to serve my country. They want is loyalty. Because if the country can do this for me, I myself can do it for the country. But it is way out of order. Why? To get foreigner come in the country, sell timber. Our Ministry of Commerce, Land, Mine, Energy, Forestry, now get one document. How they manage to sell the timber outside of the labor trades. And don't forget, these timber land in countries, and these people are operating the labor trades. So you go there now, you sell yourself by market. The money is on your social market where you can get it because you're already there. You can ship it there. But if it goes through the proper channel, there's a report that timber left Liberia is sold on this market, is sold in this market, and they know the value of this. And because we're having all the outside trades, there's a reason why we look at one reserve. If you tell Liberia, you say, just show us, come out to your showroom, just show us the best wood, the pokoro. Show us the pokoro. Show us the Westmore. We want to see the Westmore wood. Because in our workshop, in our country, we want to produce this for one of the world technological institutions. We want to produce woods for them, wooden furnitures, but one a whistle, one a pokoro wood. Just those carry the bush, you don't carry anywhere. The showcase. Somebody say, I'm not diamond here. Show a diamond. Showcase the showcase. These are diamonds we have in our country here. If you want a diamond, it's in Baporo. If you want a gold, it's in Kipman. You want this in Nimba. This is in Brown County. This is in Grand Crew. This is in Grand Gina County. This is fun. And get the resources of this. The person knows that you really mean for business. But you can tell the man, kill the man in the bush. They will find the diamond. So they once you find a sample, you say, I'm away again. We go, all right. Jesus Christ. Let me go before I close about this. This issue. The father, I will be listening. He spoke with me. I try to get to him, but it's a very sad issue here. You remember this thing here? This story that occurred where one of the police officers allegedly, with the circumstances surrounding the issue where he beat on a pregnant woman, she died. Most of you know about this. And you know, it's sad. And they were being arrested, the investigations. But then the police has put an immediate press release on this matter. But when I spoke with him, I just hope that they get him on the line to hear some issues, but I hope so. The man said when they went to the police, the hospital, they said that his daughter died. They gave him clearance to take the body. I said, why kill him body? Why kill him? And why expect this thing? Why kill him body? How much somebody is? He said, but then you are the one to take the body? I said, no. He said, he tried. Came to the police station. And they said, no, go for your body. They said, no, but how go for a body? You don't care somebody at the hospital, they said the person died. You have to do something about this thing. This is serious. And I'm raising this thing here as a serious matter. What I'm seeing of recent, I don't want to say this in a demeaning manner, right? I got videos, a couple of videos. You see, police men hanging on car who? Police men will hang on car door. Police men will climb to the truck, to the door, and say, they won't stop. And say, we will stop. Hey, my people. Because what I'm saying, if we all in our line of duty have just that singular respect for life, we protect even ourselves. But what go on a few days, it not really good. Especially for what happened when the police, that's when police issued a complaint on the 14th this month about this issue. You go to go arrest or go in the issue, your actions result to the death of somebody. They're not really fine, my people. I just want to take it from the angle. I'm not investigating anybody. Yeah. Because the police is reiterating their commitment to due process and showing the public that this matter is not a matter we handle outside, but we handle with very strict adherence to establish the police administrative instructions out. You know, let's save life. Because we had the same issue here for our own station. There was an issue that came with LEC business, and we have one transformer here. When they called our procurement officer when he came, there was a major work going on at the time in the compound. Let's take that video. There's some 5 people came with some complaint. They say when I arrest the man, they told that boy I don't know what I'm going to do to him. And if that man was somebody who having somebody whatever having a short breath, they go. If you're the message, I mean, I'm going. But management or the institution, the touch menu, there's an issue, please go. But they said they must carry the man. One man will throw the man on his shoulder, can't make it, the man fall and put the man down. Start dragging the man. They say, I arrest me, looking. Yeah. So the police saying that this Unturi thing they are investigating, and based upon preliminary findings, the inspector has been recommended to the interaction in accordance with the police law, and the RG has requested for a forensic autopsy, scientifically determined to determine the cause of the death and know what's happening. Even when you listen at time, the person don't want even 5 days. The person not do this, they want pregnant. Pregnant not even 5 days. But there's some of the issues there. But my issue is the reason I'm raising this matter. The police have said they followed a full-scale investigation of this thing here. Let's begin to deal with our people. Because even the very law that we got, the law said one who is accused is presumed innocent until proven guilty. Because you want to arrest car, you get on the car who the man speeding. Some kind of way you drive from that car, now you're here. Or you want to arrest keke. You stand on keke, the man won't go in, you claim on the keke, you know, keke only get 1,000 in from. You claim money. Anyone will go there. Now man who break or something, whoop, you fall down. But you should have the conscious mind of treating people. Not to be brutal. Because mind you, though the allegation that the person did something, but you also protect their life. You also protected them. That's the reason why you protect everybody. What is never so you say protect that man. You're so charged right here. When they brought Charles Taylor, they said he dressed a woman trying to escape from Nigeria, all that when they brought him, turning over that transition process. If they manage to hang on the man, they still put cloth on the hanger so that the people will not see that hanger on him. But everybody know that hanger on him. It shows the level of which why you are still in that kind of allegation, you still be protected. And even here, why you think when somebody from the police station, there are crimes alleged there, they still protect those people going to court. From court, they still protect you going to jail. Picking you up. For the people, picking you up. And hope that these cases should not just fall on deaf ear. Because there are some people in the system, they are just spoilers. They're just there to, they can say, me, I'll just spoil, anyone will just do it. Let me take a break, man. Because sometimes it can be so much. Oh, Liberia. Yeah. Let's help this country. Let's help Liberia. Because this is the only country. This is the only country we have. And serving your country is a privilege. And the one that you are very proud of. Let's take this break. Come on, go to the lines. Good afternoon. Good morning.
On the House's Committee on Rules, Order and Administration, the Right Honorable will address the press, particularly on the appearance of the CSA boss yesterday at NICA, and following that, he will dive into the restructuring of committees here at the House of Representatives. Honorable, welcome to the press.
Well, distinguished members of the press, I am glad that I have live this morning to be here with you to respond to the assertions made by the Director General of the Civil Service. In his briefing to the Liberian people, he informed the Liberian people that former Speaker J. Fernandez Kofa defrauded the government of Liberia of over 1.5 million United States dollars. The first misinformation placed in the public that I want to dispel and re-inform the public that at no point in time the supplementary payroll originated during the administration of J. Fernandez Kofa. We came and we met supplementary payroll. So, Mr. Josiah Joket, as you said, that supplementary payroll because you decided to disagree with Fernandez Kofa with $327,000 was varying $43,000. On that basis, it led to the establishment of supplementary payroll that is lied, is misleading, is malicious, is baseless, and is criminal. I want to categorically reject that. The second aspect, you also inform the public that 285, maybe 84,000, little over 284,000 United States dollars worth the payroll of the House of Representatives, which he refused, according to him, to approve, that led to the establishment of supplementary payroll. I want to again inform him that after the reform process that were established by J. Fernandez Kofa, we were able to identify several ghost names on the payroll that he's speaking to. And he was informed that those individuals, in fact, some of the people, pictures were provided, that some of those people were dead individuals on the payroll, and we thought it was not proper for him to pay on that payroll. That exercise reduced our payroll from 284,000 United States dollars with 276,000 United States dollars. Josiah Joket arrogantly, disrespectfully refused that he was informed that we were hunting partisans of the Unity Party. On that basis, we were never going to stop paying on that payroll. All of you are aware that led to several altercations between the CSA and the Honorable House of Representatives. That led to a conversation with the President of the Republic of Liberia. And we told him, Article 89 is very clear. Josiah Joket did not have any authority to determine the kind of payroll we use or we do not use. He was trying to use the House of Representatives to showcase himself another way, which he did not have the capacity to do. Even against the constitutional provision that we should have a Civil Service Commission, we advised the President that he did not have the authority, but the President was misinformed and he decided to support Josiah Joket to carry on that malicious exercise. He paid on that payroll consistently. So when you talk about somebody defrauding the government of Liberia, who decided to do it? We inform you that there were individuals on the payroll, some of them were dead, some of them have reached retirement age, some people on the payroll was as old as my age, 52, 51 years old. And we believe that those individuals should no more be in the of the
Okay, let's go to the lines to talk to you. 0775-919-0880-919-919 are the numbers to call, and it's important. It's important for you, but this is the country we are in, and those who want to help. And this is just I always hear when I'm discussing issues the voice of Councillor Peter Bonojala, former Minister of Justice, two-time National Security Advisors, all the issues. He says mentality has been an issue in our country. The way people go to positions, the way people treat others while in those positions here, it's just it. Why would Liberia be having mining inspectors as volunteers? People getting logged leaving this country, nobody knows about it. Is it a case where they say Liberia had plane before, but people saw the plane without knowing about it? Yeah? Let me talk to my first call on the line. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good
You're welcome. Go ahead, you live.
Yeah, thank you. My name is Inspector and I'm coming from Peace Army, district number 2. Thank you for your talking point and thank you for your education. In Barcelona, some of the police, they are still embarrassment to the country. Can you imagine where they can just go look for our pay for Monday, Wednesday, and Friday? You get market your hair and I even work 7,000. Then when they come see the two money, they will ask you 2,000.
Yeah.
And then there will be police here and you say, I'm carrying it to the police station. So these days I was like, very tired with it. I say, carry it. And then inside now to tell my friends and when I carry my case, she will pay money. And I said, because in every day, how much yet?
Yeah, they buy for you, but they want you to pay money.
I say, carry it. They still rather than the city one year they were there, I take care of it. Very drunk, and then you having a flare color on you morning. With all the kind of idea and the hard work of this president, get to security in the country. But some of them, they are serious embarrassment. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. You right, because why would a policeman go arrest in a case where you have to push my person down? That police where you go to now? George Mora, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Nathaniel. Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. God will bless you. Nathaniel, you see, yesterday, I went read that, and I read that depot. I want to work there. If it's I read that depot, I'm an electrician. When people, I want to work there. So yesterday, the people having their problem.
That same policeman will arrest you one day, oh, ha.
Yeah, I want to say, but when I arrest people, I say, when I saw the people good to bring it, they are saying, oh, but I went at them more than they say, for my pay, 1,000. In my heart, I said, I was sister then, I was child on the street. I went you in my heart.
Yeah.
Please, you pay a back the police that they say,
and that money, what they collecting, that money not going to Central, you're not going to government account.
Yeah, going to Central, they go in a pocket because they give susu. Every day, one person can give 50,000, 100,000.
Okay. Okay, George. Thank you, George Mora. Good afternoon. This is Gabasile call.
Thank you for the exclusive recognition. Let me say good afternoon to those in radio that on to the issue. You see, the other agenda she talked like somebody that is saving, that is peaceful, you know. That is the kind of people. The professional police officer, anyone needs to know. We need to evaluate people in our profession. When we set in looking capacity, we got to know the category of people we deal with. I know, and equally you know, in so far what can happen at that point. And sometimes a result of police brutality. We are not professional. We are not professional.
Okay, thank you, my brother. Good afternoon. Let me talk to another caller here. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Nat. How are you?
You're welcome. Go ahead.
Okay, my name is Foki Kamara from Tokoro. Nat, I got two major concerns of all that you just spoke on. One has to do with our timber industry. Nat, some of us, like me, some of us that grew up in the timber industry, especially in Yekepa when Lamco was them. What I saw there, they used to have two logging companies. One was Nivago and Monico. Okay, so the two companies, the most valuable ones that we had in the country, that were making the people, and even our local carpenters like myself here, were making furniture out of. One was the Lobois wood, the Westmore, the Tetra. Okay, like the one they make they used to lay the Petra, is what we used to call ironwood. Okay, so all of these valuable wood today in our forest, we don't see it on the market. I bet you not go on a wood picking, go right to Zubakan, go right to Duboro Junction, just come on the wood market. If you see one Westmore or Lobois on the wood market, in our wood industry today, you will not see it. Why? Because we get all of these things out free to investors, foreign investors. Okay, so when these things happen, you got you're talking about how the God can get account, this very, or ministry or agency can get account of our timber industry. They will not get account because they are part of this agreement, this bogus agreement that they keep it on the carpet, only for this or for themselves. You see, so at the end result, we're not going to get anything good from the agency and ministry.
Okay, thank you, my brother. Let me talk to another caller here. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, good afternoon to my great people.
Yeah, go ahead.
Now, let me say my attention has been tuned to hate political anywhere. Now, the political anywhere, they are still embarrassing to this country. Just imagine the people is not ready to do the function of this work. These people, most of them, won't go and go down what they get for that, for that, but they are not in the interest. Just imagine they can be only people see their sport, the people market, or the people taking it off. They get out and say, listen to people, they can support the market for no reason because they see that they got authority. But people there, they are there to support the image of this government. That is why I see most of the political really just very, very regular with this money. They can know that political, somebody like that, but they just there to be positive for the market. Thank you for your work.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon now.
Yeah, KB Johnson, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. This is from Buddha Island. The issue of the police now, they are encouraged to every last even some of the care program, you can be shamed. Come to Kawa Junction. Come right to Kawa Junction and see how police go encouraged to do it. You look at more about that. The other police are doing begin to get around what 8 o'clock in the morning. Begin begging, he said, probably can't beg them now for me. I went there, I begged them, and the next 1,200 and the next day, no, the money is small. Oh, my man, I want to be 8 o'clock. Hearing the man say the money is small. My man, this is our little brother. Let's bring you a street in case our little brother driving the girl on the street. Oh, my man, the police go involved, you go do one, though.
Okay. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Dean Antonio.
Yeah, this is KB Johnson. You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you for your recognition, the afternoon. You know, Mr. Ba is very important. Every information you bring to the laboratory is very clear, and we're happy with it. You know, during former President Buhari regime, TSC Tambuwa, he built a police station in Guason. Red Star, Ejisni. When somebody came across me, I was doing my little business, the woman took me. She went to the police, had explained all kinds of funny things to the police. One of them there, the OPS, and one of the police there, they call him Blackie. My brother, they came to me that morning, and I take my own time, went there. I did not run away, but I walked to the police station. My brother, and I come here, no crime, they get approved me and take all my baby children away. That guy then they naked me, they scraped me naked. As a man, I know myself responsible man, I know myself doing everything, turning around for my children to go to school. Because of somebody come to me because they can go and sleep with them at the police station. The OPS and give order, the guy where called Blackie, he naked me. And I cried, my son, I was with me, because he was almost to find the Blackie. So the police, they are not really, most of them, they don't know that ethic. They not allowed to say they go to the academy. So at least the government cannot see reason and restructure the police.
Okay. Okay, let me talk to this caller here. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, go ahead. Go ahead. Once I okay your number be on the line. Go if I okay your phone either on. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Chief. So that's as fast as it is. So again, I think it's time for all of us. I've seen it, I've had separated. The other one was year and year. The guy has one for it was very obviously to happen on the school. I mean, everything.
motorbike, and you carry the tail line, you keep narrow. I mean, I thought the police supposed to be friendly. I thought the police supposed to manage issues. I thought they're supposed to ensure that property and life are all done in the court. The way they're conducting themselves, I mean, now, to be very honest, I think professional they need to practice. They're not concerned. I mean, that brought here from my house. Somebody tell me, even if that person breaks the law of the state, you can't have to destroy whatever you are still telling. The police, they need to go to contact.
Okay. Okay, let me talk to Mrs. Curry. Go ahead, live. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Why the police their functions?
The students at the academy.
The project letter probably some. They came out of some for 3 or 4. The person you know they were calling police know that to them. And other children were there trying where the police their functions. Now to save the street body can handle things. Sunday all the police were arresting people can. The other Sunday actually asked the child to get me joking they didn't stop the man. I told him say when you flare up, then when some car will flare up, don't stop the car with you. Never go carry the street with correct argument. So whatever their phone and then I say, oh, what happened in the country?
Okay.
We need to can't repeat the same thing of their brother.
Okay. Very cool. Once you do something, we hope that you can put up the best behaviors. Prince Kolake. Yeah, go ahead.
Prince Kolake. So, while it is true that we have some police officers that are very regular when it comes to discharging their duty, but then I don't want for us to place a blanket statement on the entire police force, because I can remember back then when the police commander at the time gave order to one of his lieutenants to arrest Honorable Kolba because of lesson plate. I think that police officer acted professionally, and he never went by the command of his leader, because he knew that he had passed through the rank and file of the police academy, and a policeman cannot arrest a sitting lawmaker. That which informed that he never took order for his boss man. I think we gave credit to that police officer yesterday. If you go in radar today, there's a part where I say, when you say the cat shouldn't eat a fish, you should do all you can to prevent the fish from smelling. If you go in radar and see how the marketeers are even operating, if you the pedestrian, you are even walking, mistakenly, you having to step on their goods, you will be insulted. But where are they setting? Are they not setting on the route of the pedestrian? So if the police officer take drastic action against those people that are equally so violating someone that are violating Article 13, I talked about freedom of movement. Then somebody come and they place a blanket statement on the police and say the police, they are not professional. No. That's why we are speaking against police aid. Because you that pass through the rank and file of police academy, you will know how to discharge your function. I'm not here to ban the police officer, but there are professional police officers. I'm not against any of them.
Yeah, there are professional police officers. Well, we're speaking with someone, acknowledging there was some of the ills in their discharge of their functions. There are a lot. We often talk about and they always want to talk about the good police officers, then we shield the bad ones. So it's good to expose the bad ones in the system so that we can get the system corrected. They are very professional police officers. I can name you more than 100 of them. But the bad ones, every time we promote the good ones, you will hear him talk about Inspector James K. Beers, to the Master Reeves, Sergeant Prince Davis, you talk about Sergeant Zuba, all of these people. You talk about Yuri Morg, you talk about Johnson, you talk about CO5 Matthew Davis. There are a lot of credible police officers. You talk about Patrick Kennedy, you talk about Alfred. There are a lot of good police officers. Moji, all these people. There are not. I can be 100 of them. But every time we name good officers, even the likes of Inspector General Okoma is a good officer. Very good, very professional. You talk about MBD Line 104. You talk about Prince Moba. You talk about I will name you 100 of them. But every time we name good officers, the bad ones are the last time there were five officers that were caught purport themselves to be officers. In real life, the man may say inspector, the other man may say patrol officer. He get put in uniform in real life operating. So every time we talk about the good ones, the bad ones are shield. So it's good to expose the bad one. Let me take my last call here. I'm going. My previous caller. Go for 30 seconds. Good afternoon. You on the line for 30 seconds. Let me use up 30 seconds to my final caller. Yeah, go ahead. 30 seconds.
Yeah, my concern goes to the minister. Most of the senators they are hanging out. They call people that the mayor here, but yes, I think they would. I don't want to ask the question. But that question you ask, you will not ask the minister say, I'm more in Nigeria for that place.
No, you're talking. If Councillor Kubo crowd damn my word and not believe what I'm saying, he go there on the tell, he go to change my name. If he go to change my content, 72 hours, he go there change my name. Oh, okay. And time is man's greatest enemy, especially when we're having fun. It's been so great today on the 27th day. Let me say to you, happy pre-birthday to you, Mr. James Howard. You just returned to the country, the founder of the Castor Beans. I want to say to you, happy pre-birthday to you, and all of you celebrating birthday today. But many thanks to you. I'm here with Andrew Gabonu, your humble servant. Until tomorrow, just call me the ambassador. Have a God bless afternoon.
This is the time to come together. Keep Liberia safe forever. So open up your heart and let the unity begin. Love is all we need to make it stand. Let's cultivate one another. Learn to live together as brothers and sisters. Without togetherness, we won't have no peace of mind. Unify and have a peaceful sweet Liberia, land of liberty is our home. Keep it singing. This is the one and only home that we have. Sweet Liberia, this land of liberty